Hey everyone, this is different than my usual videos. I'm going to be letting you know about a game that I'm working on that isn't my visual novel Ocean Labyrinth. Shards of the Heart is a comic that I came up with when I was in 12th grade 2009-2010. I originally called it The Academy because I don't know why. It was a comic that I restarted multiple times. I wasn't happy with my artwork, so I tried remaking it like 3 or 4 different times, and then I wanted to try making it into a visual novel, but that proved to be a little bit hard too because of the artwork factor, and there wasn't as much that I could tell in a visual novel or comic. What I mean by that is there's a lot of side stories and backstories and character interactions that I wanted to show, and I thought that making an RPG adventure game would be the best way to tell the story, and so far that has been working. The game is an RPG, but it focuses mostly on the story and characters, so I would say it's very similar to a visual novel with JRPG elements. The story follows Sawyer, who's a police officer, when she meets a demon girl named Leandra, and it becomes a whole thing. It's kind of hard to explain. Sawyer works with April and Kaheru, the latter of whom is her boss, and April is her partner, who's very happy-go-lucky. Sawyer also has a little sister named Emily that she has a very strange relationship with, but they want to be closer. The characters were originally based off of me and my friends and my adopted sister at the time, but they eventually evolved to become their own characters. The story is that demons begin infesting their city after Leandra appears, and she wanted to come to the human realm to escape the demon realm because she didn't like living there. She wants to be more like a human. She meets Sawyer, and they grow a very, very close bond. It covers a lot of very real and dark topics, depression, suicide. A lot of the dialogue and events are things that have happened to me, conversations I've had, thoughts I've had. And the cases showcase the dark things that happen in our world and what they're allowed to do in response to it. For the most part, you will be exploring the town, talking to people, and learning more about the characters. You will also be solving some cases, and most, if not all, have some sort of demon involved, which is where Leandra comes in to help Sawyer and April and Kaheru out. I have a turn-based battle system which is typical of JRPGs, and depending on the areas you're in, you might not find any or there will be a lot. Like I said, it's mostly story and character based, so there's gonna be a lot of dialogue, a lot of reading, more so than the JRPG elements. I'm making it to where the story goes forward, and that's the only way to progress, so you won't be going back and forth between areas wondering, okay, what am I supposed to do now? Because what's happened to me is I would play a JRPG, and I would, miss something or not know what to do, and then I would, quit it and never play it again, and I didn't want to have that in my game, so I made it to where when you enter an area, you will find out what you need to find to progress. There might be a few times where you're kind of like, okay, what am I supposed to do next? But it's not as confusing as other games are. There's no open world map. And again, I did this because that's the type of game that I would like to play. This is basically the type of game I would like to enjoy, and I'm hoping that other people will enjoy it as well. I've been coming up with the story for 12 years or so now, so yeah, there's a lot of character development, there's a lot of story, there's just a lot in there. It's not going to be bland or generic, I hope. I think it's interesting, I hope you do too. I made a Kickstarter to raise funds to basically have assets that are custom to the game, like the sprites. I'm using RPG Maker MZ, and I'm using the default stuff, and I downloaded some packs as well, but I do want to have some things different. So certain characters, I can't get their design in the character creator, and I want to have unique enemies and stuff like that. So that's what the Kickstarter is for. I'm also offering keychains and acrylic standees, and then hopefully I can have some more stuff based on how much money I raise in Kickstarter. As of the recording of this video, or audio, whatever, it is at $781, which is over my $500 goal. I kept it low because I didn't want to put it too high and then miss it by $2 or something, and that would really suck because Kickstarter is all or nothing, so I figured, okay, $500 is the bare minimum for what I need to make stuff, and if I get more than that, cool, and so far I have made more. The campaign is going on until October 16th, and I have quite a few tiers or rewards or whatever. For $10, it's just the base game because I'm going to be selling it for $10 on Steam and itch.io. $25, you can become an NPC in the game, which I'm going to have a lot of because it's a super big game and it's a big city, so I'm going to need to fill it out with a bunch of people, so you might as well be like, yeah, I want to show up in there. And then my other tiers, you can get the keychains, the acrylic standees. I also have tiers for creating your own case for the characters to solve, and then you get to be a playable character, police officer, for that case. I don't think there's too much more for me to say about it. I'm doing this completely unscripted. I'm just talking about it like I would talk to a friend about it, as you can tell by me like stuttering and not finishing sentences like my outros. So to sum it up, depressed police officers meet a cute demon girl, and the two girls, police officer and demon girl, are like, they get close and they're like, yeah, stuff. I'm not too good at explaining stuff, like, if I don't have it written down, but I wanted to make this as authentic as possible, so this is what you get from me. You can read the story on Kickstarter. It'll probably explain it a lot better than I am right now, but I would really love it if you guys would check it out and pledge or back or whatever. Kickstarter, Patreon, same thing, right? I'm hoping that if this does well, I'll be able to make a game based on Demon Wings, which is a webcomic that showed Leonja's time in her demon realm and what led up to her wanting to leave. There are also two very important characters in that story, Dagger and Candy, who are going to show up in Shards of the Heart, but they're not going to have as big of a role as they do in Demon Wings. Like, they'll have a lot more screen time, obviously, in Demon Wings because demons, demon realm. But yeah, so I'm hoping if this all goes well, I'll be able to keep making my stories into games, and I will work on Ocean Labyrinth. It's just been kind of hard because it's like writing a novel, and sometimes my brain is like, maybe I'll try making a JRPG of that one in addition to the VN. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you for watching.